Ever feel, just completely stuck, like a thought or maybe a habit you just can't shake, even when you know it's not really helping you? Well, today we're going to dive deep into Dr. Jeffrey M. Schwartz's work on brain lock. It's this really fascinating method for obsessive-compulsive disorder. And what's kind of revolutionary is this idea that we can quite intentionally rewire our own brains, break free.
Exactly. And what's so powerful about Schwartz's approach is how he frames OCD itself. He talks about it not just as, the intrusive thoughts, the obsessions, and those repetitive behaviors, the compulsions, but he calls it a literal brain lock.
Brain lock, okay.
Yeah. Specific parts of the brain, like the orbital cortex that's involved in decision-making, and the caudate nucleus, which helps filter thoughts. They get stuck. They're basically caught in this feedback loop, sending out false alarm signals, and that's what traps people in that cycle.
Wow, so it's not just feeling stuck. It's like there's an actual neurological traffic jam happening. That reframing is huge. And Schwartz doesn't just stop at the diagnosis, right? He offers a way out, a practical method.
Yes, and it's surprisingly straightforward, but really profound. It taps into neuroplasticity, this amazing ability of the brain to change itself. He developed this 4-step method. It uses focused mental effort. Think of it almost like mental exercises.
Okay, let's unpack those. The first step you mentioned is relabel. What does that actually involve? What's the shift there?
So relabel is about identifying the thought or the urge as an OCD symptom. You consciously say to yourself, this isn't me, this is the OCD. The key thing here is creating distance. You start to separate your own identity from the disorder's pull.
Ah, I see. So it's not a personal failing, it's just a symptom showing up.
Precisely. And that leads right into the second step, which is reattribute.
Reattribute. So linking it back to the brain chemistry, understanding it's that biochemical imbalance we talked about.
Exactly. You remind yourself, this is happening because of a glitch in my brain, the brain lock. Not because you're weak or flawed.
That must take so much pressure off. Reducing that self-blame has got to be critical.
It really is. It lays the groundwork for the active part. Step 3, refocus.
Okay, refocus. So you've labeled it, you've attributed it to the brain. Now what?
Now you actively shift your attention away from the OCD urge, and crucially, towards something constructive, something engaging. So if the urge is to say, check the door again, you deliberately choose not to. Instead, you engage in a different activity for maybe 15 minutes, listen to music, do a puzzle, walk around the block.
You're essentially starving the OCD pathway of attention and feeding a new, healthier one, building a different mental muscle.
You got it. You're training your brain, carving out new neural pathways.
And the final step is revalue. How does that work?
Over time, as you consistently practice the first 3 steps, you start to see the OCD urges and thoughts for what they are, basically meaningless noise. Revalue is about deeply understanding and internalizing that these symptoms have no real importance. They don't deserve your focus or energy. Their power diminishes naturally.
What's really compelling, I think, is that this isn't just a nice idea. There's science backing this up, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really exciting. Brain imaging studies, like PET scans, have actually shown tangible changes in the brain activity of people practicing these 4 steps. You can literally see the activity in those locked brain circuits, like the orbital cortex and caudate nucleus, calming down. It demonstrates neuroplasticity in action.
The mind changing the brain.
The mind changing the brain. It empowers people. It shows you can use your focused mind to, in effect, fix the brain's wiring issue, often reducing the need for medication, too.
So thinking about the listener, maybe someone grappling with this or knows someone who is, what's the real-world impact? It sounds like it leads to a significant reduction in anxiety and those compulsive behaviors.
Definitely. The patient stories are quite powerful. It's not just about managing symptoms. It fosters real personal growth, emotional resilience. People feel like they get their lives back. Yeah, the core message from BrainLock is genuinely hopeful. It provides this clear, practical path forward. And it really helps fight that stigma, that feeling that OCD is some kind of life sentence. Its simplicity and the science behind it have made it a cornerstone of many treatment approaches globally.
Really makes you think, doesn't it? This whole idea of consciously training your mind to forge new pathways. How could that apply elsewhere? Beyond OCD, what other kinds of mental brain locks might we all have, little loops we get stuck in, that maybe we could unlock using similar focused strategies, something to ponder?
This video is presented by International Psychology Association. Follow us for more